Right. I'm wondering kind of what you would do as a presidential candidate and as president to kind of navigate that territory of a very sensitive issue and also try to keep it.
Great question. In fact, it's a question that goes to, first of all, policy that is important for high sustained economic growth. We have a broken immigration system that's holding us back from the kind of growth that we need, and I'll talk about that. But it's also a question of authenticity and genuineness and being who you are, having a compass that points north. And what I've learned in my political life and just being in depth is that you can't bend with the wind. So to answer the political question, I believe what I believe. I believe in comprehensive immigration reform because I know that it will help us create high sustained economic growth where more people can achieve or success. And so because people disagree with me and my own party, not everybody, trust me, but a lot of people that have a different view, the natural inclination, and we see it with Hillary Clinton doing the same thing on the left, and we see candidates that had views that are kind of moving away from them on our side. It's not in my nature to do that. So let me explain what I do believe. I believe we need to secure the border. First and foremost, we need to secure the border. Coming here legally should be easier than coming here illegally. That should be the first step. Coming here with a legal visa doesn't mean that you stay permanently. 40% of the illegal immigrants that come to this country stay. They come legally and they just stay. A great nation ought to be able to know where those folks are. There's all sorts of reasons why that's the case, and we ought to have a system where the rule of law applies. We need an E-Verify system. We need a lot of things to create an environment where people are confident that our legal system is working and that we're containing the number of people that come illegally. But we shouldn't stop there. There are kids that are U.S. citizens whose parents are here illegally, and in fact, some of them showed up at my kickoff to protest. I think we ought to deal with DREAM Act kids. That if they've been here for an extended period of time, they have no contact with their other countries, they ought to be able to earn citizenship. And their parents over time, if they pay a fine, if they work, if they don't receive government assistance, if they learn English they get provisional work for it, over a period of time they can get legal status. It's not amnesty when you do it that way. We need to expand the number of people that can help us grow economically. So we should expand the number of economic immigrants and narrow the number of people that come by family. I agree with you that separating family is not an American value, but I think I can tell you we're the only country in the world where family petitioning, which is part of our legal immigration system, is defined by spouse, minor children, every country has that, adult siblings, and adult parents. And we've had it since the early 1960s. And the net effective family petitioning is about 80 to 85% of all legal immigration. Canada, with one-tenth of our population, has more economic immigrants. So the shortages in the skilled jobs and others that exist in Canada are filled in a strategic way based on need. They have more economic immigrants because they have the narrow definition of family. So I would narrow the number of people coming by family, eliminate the quota system, and then have a strategy that brings people in that can create economic activity. Imagine having the possibility, anybody here a football fan? Having the Bears, okay, so I'll let you do this. So the pro, I'm giving you a pro analogy, so that won't work. Imagine having the first 500,000 first-round draft picks every year. So the promise of America could bring the best and the brightest that would add value to our country and create opportunities for all of us. So I'm for comprehensive reform because I think it's part of who we are as a nation, part of our success. It's also part of the way that we can create high sustained economic growth. The final thing I'd say gets back to the question of education. The reason why America is so successful in immigration is that our national identity is based on a set of values, a set of shared values. And the minute we stop sharing those values, we break up in our disparate parts. And it doesn't work that well when we do that. So reestablishing what those shared values are, and so when people come, newly arrived, they should embrace those. They should embrace those values just as native-born Americans have to, which leads me to believe that we need much more robust civic education, an appreciation of our culture, our heritage, our history, our Constitution. Coming here and living here, I know you feel this, is the greatest privilege of any human being. What a blessing to live in the United States. Everybody that lives here should share that joy, that belief that we're an extraordinary country. And if you look at our civic courses and social studies, here in Washington, I promise you, if you haven't seen your 8th grade civic social studies courses about who we are as a nation, you'd be surprised. We need to restore a much more robust, rich appreciation of our past. And immigrants will embrace that, I promise you. They will embrace that. And when they do, we'll be a lot better off. Too long of an answer in Washington, Iowa about immigration, but the final thing I'll say is the president has had the opportunity to do his version of what I've just described. He could have done it in the first 2 years. He promised it. He didn't do it. Because he wants to use this as a political issue. He likes this as a wedge issue. He thinks Democrats win by not solving it. It's an indication that he might be right about that. So he doesn't want to solve it. And the reason that instead of going to Congress and doing what presidents used to do, which is find consensus, find bipartisan approaches, have humility to be able to have give and take, to be able to get to a point where you get to a win-win. Instead of doing that, he's using executive order authorities that he doesn't have, Constitution doesn't grant it. He's doing this as it relates to the DREAM Act in an unconstitutional fashion, and the courts will prove me right. And it creates a more poisonous environment rather than an environment where we can get things done. So whether it's taxes or regulation or immigration or energy policy or ultimately getting to the point where we fix our entitlement challenges that are going to overwhelm the next generation, we need a president that stops using power he doesn't have in the Constitution and starts with humility to work with Congress to start fixing these things the way we used to do it.